record. What is up, y'all? It is Midwest Hound TV here with a new series. I'm going to be um, having my partner in crime, Mr. Robert Maverick. Say hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good.
So
Sorry, I can't help myself.
no worries. So this intro is going to be also for Mr. Robert Maverick's uh, thing too, video. So this new series is Cranking Gears Podcasts. I've been waiting to do something like this for I don't know fucking how long,
I
and
think I've been waiting to do it for the last 3 years.
yeah, and I'm like, yeah, do I want to stream or do I just want to fuck fucking get in a game and just fucking record a podcast kind of thing.
I'd say it's
Um,
just easier to record than stream it because of how TMP is.
yeah. But what the podcast is going to be like consisting of mostly about trucking related stuff. It could be ATS, it could be
Euro
IRL
Truck Sim.
trucking, Euro stuff. Um, we'll talk about like farm stuff, um,
Some
other
IRL experiences.
yeah, and other games like fucking GTA 6, which I might get into a little bit in this video. In this part, in
Hmm?
episode 1 of the podcast, we'll get into it a little bit. But
Picking out the details of it being delayed till May 26, 2026.
yeah, and then later in the video we'll get to it. Just want to let you guys know that we are new at podcasting here. We will be having IRL truck drivers in as special guests, but we want to get used to actually podcasting. Um, so, uh, Robert's uh, Robert's Mavericks Robert Mavericks YouTube channel will be down in the description box down below, and I will pin it in the top comments. Go check them out. Otherwise,
Mhm.
you want to add anything in the intro?
I'll either sometimes either have it recorded on YouTube or over on Twitch.
Correct. But most of the time, depending on what we're on, for server wise, will determine if we get to record or live stream it. But mostly record.
Mhm. I would say probably 95% will be recording.
Yep.
Because it all determines on internet bandwidth.
That and depending on who we have as a guest, and it has to
Mm,
be during the day on a
I would say maybe
weekend,
weekends.
weekend during the day, and we have to have it. We don't have time to record. We just hit go live because of
Mm,
situations of the guest, and that we'll have to do it that way. But we are in Truckers MP. We have not picked up a load. We are sitting in San Diego. So before we get a load, let's get into this
mm. I
podcast.
already had a failure with starting my AI comments. I went to turn on the electric, start it. She shut it right back off and then finally turned on. Because I have it binded differently than on my panel.
Yeah. All right.
Because my key keeps glitching nowadays.
What
So right
thing?
now I have my my sim panel has a key.
Yeah.
So when I turn the key, it's supposed to go electric and then start the truck.
Yeah.
Every now and then, the electric and start the truck will glitch out.
Damn.
So now I have it binded to my keyboard and partial to my panel. Just high time to maybe look into a different option.
Yeah.
Oh, Joey the Man's near us.
Wait,
I wonder
Joey?
what he's. Yeah, Joey the Man.
What's going on there, Joey? Good to see you.
You too, buddy. You have a good trip, man.
Hey, you too there, buddy.
Oh, there you go.
Thank
Alright, so
You sound
where do you.
Joey, if you see this podcast, episode 1, I'm sorry, but not trying to make fun of your voice, but it just reminds me of Herbert the Pervert from what is it?
Family Guy.
Family Guy. I'm sorry, Joey,
Oh,
but
dear
it's it just, even though you guys can't see my face right now, I'm literally having
God.
4 dimpled cheeks right now 'cause I'm smiling so much. Because I needed that freaking smile and laugh.
Alright, where do you want to go?
You want to go
here.
to Tucumcari? I got to load to Tucumcari. It's 1,014 mile. Or do you want to go?
Well, where are you picking up from?
That I haven't picked it yet. It's at Enterprise.
Oh, the Enterprise?
Yeah, because with Truckers
Enterprise
MP,
area.
yeah, you could when I pick it up, you just have to follow me. Right click on my name in the tab menu. And
Tucumcari, New Mexico to the, I would assume, rail export?
no, Ventru.
Oh, the Venture.
Yeah. And it's
Use
fertilizer.
own trailer.
Okay, here we
They're
go.
getting a lot of fertilizer.
Why in the world do they need fertilizer?
I have no fucking clue.
Well, I'm gonna deliver them. I'm gonna just give them a tractor.
Alright.
I'll give them a JCB. Oh. I just tried to drive, but my parking brake was on.
Rookie.
No, I forget every once in a while that my parking brake's on.
Yeah. So, people on my end, on my side of the video, I am using a head tracker, which is a little iffy
Keep left, and then turn left.
because I don't. Right now, I'm trying to save up money for other things, but also save up money for Tobii eye tracker.
Well, actually, Zach, you don't even need a Tobii eye tracker.
Yeah, you do.
No, you don't. There's a thing on Steam called Beam Eye Tracker where it just uses your webcam.
Yeah, I know, but I have
as
to
a
pay
head
for it,
tracker.
and I don't have
It's
the
only
money.
$23.
I don't have the money for it.
I'll probably buy it on the next go around and actually test it out myself. Because I think that's what Mr. Fluffball uses.
No, he uses the same one that I'm using.
He says something about it, but I've been seeing so many ads for it to where I want to check it out. There's a
Yeah.
guy named Californian Trucker.
Save travel, search driver.
What was funny, yesterday we were supposed to get some strong thunderstorms up here. Storms died out before it even hit the area. So it was just rain.
Yeah, I'm surprised yours, because I looked at the
And then
radar,
turn right.
right, for your area.
Mm-hmm.
Your storms come from the south and go north.
Well, that was
Turn
actually a
right.
rare occurrence because most of our weather comes from the west. From Oregon.
Yeah.
Over into the Treasure Valley.
Keep
But
right.
yesterday was just a
And then
rare
turn
occurrence
right.
because it was just all that air dumping from California through Nevada
Turn right.
into southwestern Idaho.
Yeah.
Or they had like a special
Safe and
weather
sound.
statement out for like the mountain home region, but then the storm just weakened like a lot
Yeah. It was pretty big.
before it hit Boise. Oh yeah.
Give me one. I'm going to pull forward, and then I'm going to switch my headphones because I got earbuds in right now.
Yeah. That might be a good idea. Why did it reset what I wanted? I hate when it does that. Alright. Alright, let's... Oh, I'm right in that slot. Which is actually not bad.
All right, there we go.
Oh, quench your honking.
Where is my fucking...
I guarantee it's probably in the same slot where I'm back.
No, it's on the side
Oh.
of the mother trucker building.
Oh, mine's right at this bay. But yeah, I was surprised. I was expecting to hear some thunder. Nah, not even.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
it's
but-
also been really like high lately. Like I think yesterday was almost 85.
I know what I got to do. Since I got my head tracking, I think what's screwing my head movement is I got that wheel turning on.
Oh yeah, that would do it.
That's under controls.
Hmm.
Is it? No, it's not. Gameplay? Steering rotation. Thank you. Physical movement. There we go.
Alrighty. Right. Shift truck.
There we go. That's a lot better.
And get the cargo loaded. So you know the one thing I'm actually curious about for the future of ATS?
Wrong way. What's up?
I'm wondering if we're gonna get that update that Euro is getting
I think we already do.
for async loading, because that would be really
Don't-
nice to have.
So, what is really async loading?
So I think you know how you have your draw distance, and when you're driving down the highway and like mountains and stuff will pop in.
Yeah.
Async loading is supposed to change all that to where you're driving down the road, it's just a seamless transition to where everything is preloaded already.
Don't we already have that in ATS?
No, we do not. That's why they're introducing it as experimental to Euro Truck Sim for 155.
When is 155 going to be out for Euro?
Well, if you think about it, if they're releasing the beta now, it's usually 2-3 weeks. So a month before they release it officially. Because they're having people test it, see if there's a ton of bugs with everything, so then they can go through and correct all those bugs.
And how would that work with Truckers MP?
That is an excellent question, which I don't have the answer for that. That would be up to the devs of Truckers MP to figure how.
Oh, okay, that's a wall. And then pull forward.
How did you manage to hit a wall?
I haven't used my head tracking in so long.
That'll do it.
And usually I'm using my head tracking without my headphones on.
True.
Man, I'm a
Okay,
fucking
what's that?
rookie. Come on, man. How many times do I have to do pull-ups? I'm a fucking dumbass rookie. And viewer
Alright.
discretion is advised. I forgot to say that earlier.
I put that in my warning screen. For crude humor, chaos, everything else. But honestly, like, I'm excited for the update that they want to do for ATS bringing in cars. It's a cool concept in the fact that they're reaching out to people who might own the vehicles that they're working on to get the sounds recorded.
Let's go.
It is actually really cool. Because definitely, like, having cars in American Truck Sim opens that door for exploring. Like, we kind of already have that with John Ruta's Ram, but not everyone can buy it.
Yeah.
Which is the downside of where John Ruta is located.
Yeah.
But then there's also those other creators who make mods, but most of them are, like, leaked.
You're good
Where
to
you
go.
don't really know if they're a trusted source.
Yeah, that's true.
So like, if I'm looking for, like, let's say a car mod, like, I'd rather look on Facebook to see if I can find an actual developer who makes, like, car mods than just Ruta.
Keep right.
But there's one I used a long time ago that was a 1986 Ford F-150.
The square
350.
hood.
Yeah, square hood from the 80s.
It's
That was
still
actually a nice
it's still
mod.
that truck I still use.
Turn right.
Does it still work? Last time I used it was back in 143. I wasn't sure if it was still around.
It should,
Or
because it's in
updated.
our doc, Google Doc.
Yeah, that's probably something to test to make sure it doesn't crash at 154. But I was just going through and thinking about it. Oh, my hazards are still on.
Keep right. And then exit right.
Well, I left them on for a reason, but now I don't need them.
Exit
But like, I love
right.
the updates that they keep doing to ATS.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, like Missouri, love it to death.
What do
I'm
you?
excited for the future, though, of American Truck Simulator.
Yeah,
Sure, it's gonna be another couple of years before we have all the states, depending on if they decide to somehow bring in Alaska and Hawaii.
that one's going to be an iffy one for that one, I think.
Well, Hawaii, you would probably go to like either San Francisco or Washington and do like how they had the ferry. You get your truck, you go on the ferry, and it takes you to Hawaii. Or the same thing for Alaska.
Or just get frickin' the west coast of Canada in.
Or
'Cause
do, like,
Canada's a
Canadian
lot-
expansion.
Well, the thing is, I think what's the excuse me, I'm eating jelly beans here, and my mouth is
Like-
salivating right
Keep
now.
left.
No, like,
But-
Providence, Canada is cool, but for 154, it's, the map of it is just kind of broken.
Well, because you have to update it from ProMods.
Yeah, no,
What's
I
that?
had it updated from ProMods, but like when you load into the game, like all the states and everything are not in the right place. They're just like kind of like tossed all the way to the left.
Yeah, well, you can't. I don't think it'll work
And then
with
turn right.
coast to coast.
No, coast to coast is going to become pretty ancient
right.
soon because of how far east we are now.
Safe travels, there, driver.
Keep right.
You two guys take it easy.
You two, hammer down. Who the hell was that?
Boz Deep College.
Nice.
No clue who they are because that's the first time I've seen them.
I don't have my tab button open right now.
I do because I just have it open and keep an eye on ping.
That is a good idea.
So I have it in my top left to keep it open.
Do you
Yeah,
have it
well,
where
yeah.
you can see through it?
No.
You could make
I'm
it
not really worried
transparent.
about it. I'm not worried about it. It's not blocking anything major.
But anyways, getting back to Canada stuff on the West Coast, SCO should do. I
That
think
would be
the
a really
reason,
cool idea, like from Vancouver up to Alaska, and then you get that connection.
yeah, I think what is, I think this is my hypothesis, okay, is that having what they're, I think they're doing all the state,
47.
lower 48,
Oh, I was off by one.
then when they're ready to do Alaska, for say, right, they have to do the whole west provinces of Canada, like Vancouver, BC, Yellowknife, stuff like that. But it's it's so much rural area is going to take them like more than like, what did one of the developers tell you? How long it takes?
It's normally like, I was saying, well, about 2 or 3 years to make a DLC.
Yeah, and imagine doing Canada and how long that's going to be.
That would probably take longer than 3
Especially when you're in
years.
the mountains in the West Coast provinces like British Columbia, Saskatchewan, stuff in that area. And how
Well, you
much...
also have to remember
Go ahead.
that American Truck Sim is 1/20th scale. So they're not going to go 1-to-1. It's 1/20th.
Well, you
for
got to also realize that...
everything.
Well, yeah. And what I'm trying to say is, they have to fly when they start doing Canada. They have to do helicopter stuff and scan everything.
Well, normally they take pictures, and then those pictures are scanned in.
Yeah.
And that's how they make the buildings.
But at the same time,
the
from an
terrain and everything.
aerial view, to get the mountains right, they're going to have to be in a helicopter, and it's going to be a lot longer and a lot more money to rent a chopper.
Try to slow down since we're going down this hill.
What do you mean? I'm in freaking 14th gear, 6 high.
Speed limit's freaking 35 through here.
We got a
For whatever
driver.
reason.
Hey there, driver. Being the left lane, myself and my buddy are currently in the right lane.
I don't even know where this Alex guy
He's
is
behind.
at. Oh, is he?
Yeah.
I hate that California's frickin' speed limit is 55.
Yeah, well, that's only for trucks.
Yeah, but most trucks are going way faster than 55 miles an hour.
Well, yeah, but it depends on what area you're in.
Well, at least here soon will be through Arizona, into Arizona. Getting back onto the 10. Okay, now he's catching up.
We're slowing down for you, driver. You could pass on left. But, like, there's... What I really think what they need to do... is
They'll
that...
probably eventually get to it, but they have so many different projects going on right now. Like, they got Iowa they're finishing. They got Louisiana. They got Project Road Trip. They probably have the reworks for certain trucks in the works.
Yeah, but, like, when they do get up to Canada.
Hmm.
It's going to be a lot longer.
Yeah, well, that's probably not going to be like 2028, 2029 at the latest for all
Yeah.
that. Especially when they get to like North and South Dakota, that's going to be one big DLC. Probably will cost the same price as Texas when
Well,
it came out, which was like $18 compared to the standard 12 that you can get all the other state DLCs for.
true.
I like that they're making the car DLCs like a separate DLC when they do Project Road Trip. So then it's like if you want them, you can have them. If not, then you don't have to have it forced upon you.
They should just put it in a fucking game and just say done
Well,
with
that's
it.
thankfully what they're doing, but they want to give people the option
There you get over,
instead
Joe.
of forcing it upon them to have them.
Yeah.
Even though I feel like if you do the trucks for free, you should at least do the vehicles for free instead of charging money for it.
Well, depending on how detailed they're going to be.
Well, from the pictures that I've seen, they're pretty detailed. You know, the one thing I wish SCS would do for most of these trucks?
What's up?
You know how, like, on the mirrors it says objects are closer than they appear?
Yeah.
I wish they had that for the mirrors. Like, all the little details. Like, John Ruda captures all those details.
Well,
Like, he has all the little window stickers, the mirror, labelage.
mm-hmm.
Like, his trucks are very detailed. And there's the Arizona state line.
Welcome to Arizona. Yuma, Arizona. But,
Yeah, we got another driver over to our left there.
Nice. Safe travels, your driver. Hammer down, hammer down.
But like, there's so much coming to ATS in the next 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Like, Missouri, like, their timeline for Missouri is that they started in late 2023 and released in early 2025.
True.
So where Iowa probably was started maybe shortly after Missouri was starting to be worked on, which would have been early 2024 when they first started showing it.
Well, Louisiana's going to be next.
Yeah, but I'm saying for like timeline of how
Yeah.
when they start production on each state. So my guess is that Iowa was started early 2024, so where it would release mid to late 2025.
True.
So like we could probably have Iowa maybe, my guess would be either August or September, and then that would probably put Louisiana to either January or February of 26, and then anything after that.
Yeah, that
Well,
is
and then
completely true.
Illinois would probably be like either spring of 26 or summer of 26. And anything after Illinois, we don't know. My
True.
guess is that Project Road Trip probably isn't even coming out till either late this year or early next year. But I know that they're gonna do like, I think, other map expansions too for Project Road Trip.
Yeah, I hope they put
I'm-
like a thing where we could
Like
do
what?
like some. They put like campgrounds and stuff.
I think they're doing that. There's like certain missions you could do with cars than just driving around and exploring. You could probably still do like cargos with the pickup truck.
Or do like Uber stuff, like what the bus plug-in for Euro you do in TMP.
Maybe. There's like so much opportunity that they can do.
Yeah.
It's like American Truck Sim is actually a cool game. Like, not only are you driving an 18-wheeler, but you can have the option to hop into a car and just take a load off and explore.
That's true.
Like, I like where ATS is going, and some people may not, but it's just personal preference.
Yep. Gotta put my driving glasses on.
I'm also still sad about Kenworth ending its production line on the W9.
Yeah.
But the truck to take after it is the W990.
Which has already been in production for I don't know how many years now. At least
It's been
well over
around
10.
for, I would say over 10 years, yeah. That truck, it's kind of like an interesting style of how they did it.
Yeah.
It's unique. It's like, I've tested a mod of the W990, and it's a pretty cool truck. And it just kind of has like the same engine options as the W900.
True.
But it's like, I wish we could see some like the older truck models, but I don't think we're ever gonna see them, like the K100 or the W900A, W900B, or the Kenworth C500.
Well, you never know, but what SES could really do is go to Kenworth, the Kenworth higher ups, and talk to them about getting the K200, which is
Like,
which is an Australian truck.
Yeah, like say bring some Australian Kenworths over to ATS.
Yeah.
That would be like really sick. Another thing that I would love, like, how do I put it? I'm trying to think of how to put it, but like I would love to see like the old GMC semi trucks
Yeah.
they used to make.
And the Fords.
Because playing SnowRunner, they have that truck in, and that's a fun game. But the other version of the game that I want to get is the new Expeditions that came out in March of last year. Seeing the gameplay for it is pretty cool. And I think they just recently made another game that's like construction sim, but it's where you're just building roads and repairing roads, called Roadcraft.
Yeah.
And it seems like a really cool concept.
It is. So with all the stuff in ATS going on, right? Let's go
there's so
to
much.
yeah, there's a whole bunch we don't want to talk about everything in the first episode. But let's go into dig our noses into your truck stuff a little bit.
And then exit right.
Wow.
With
The
your
other
truck,
I don't really know much.
well,
Exit right.
with what you know, whoop, one of my jelly beans fell. From what you've known, right? That from playing it for a little bit.
Well, I've played only like twice, but it's definitely different when you're used to playing American Truck Sim and then you get over there and you're driving a cab over. You kind of like have to learn how to like drive a cab over compared to a long nose
Yeah.
Peterbilt, Kenworth. And like their road laws are a little bit different. Like you could be in the UK and you're driving on the left side of the road. Then you transition over to France, where like in America they drive on the right hand side of the road.
Yep.
But all their trucks are right hand drive instead of
But-
left-hand drive.
Yeah, so you know what's the good thing about being in the UK?
What's the good thing about being in the UK?
They can haul heavier loads than we can.
Well, yeah. How about to say, I don't think American trucks are made for like real heavy loads compared to them. Like, I think there's one video I was watching months ago where they were moving this giant generator
Yep.
on like 17 to 20 axle trailer.
We have
And they
those
were in
here
a
too.
Very tight time slot to get from A to B, but those types of trips takes months of planning. To where you have to find the exact time to be able to close off roads and get all that done.
True. I know we have a
It's
lot of
kinda
those
like-
trailers here, but what I know they do and we do here is always have a
Mhm.
police escort. And usually, depending what kind of low, like super oversized loads that we do,
Mhm.
or what they're hauling, depending,
Mhm.
will determine on when they could drive. Because
Mm.
I know if you're doing like a mega yacht, right?
Mhm.
You only could go from
You can only
from
go so
dawn
far.
to dusk,
Go straight up.
and then if you're trying to get to a place to shut down at night, you have 30
Mhm.
minutes when after dusk to find a spot to shut down.
Yep. I would say I don't see really too many police escorts. I see more pilot cars.
Well, it all depends on what kind of cargo it is.
Mm. Well, most of the time it's houses, like those small trailer park houses.
Yeah.
I see those quite frequently. Normally, I'll see like the wind turbine blades being moved.
Mm-hmm.
But I know here soon they're supposed to close down part of I-84 to move new beams and stuff into the median of I-84 for the new freeway they're building. That's the first freeway being built in 40 years.
Yeah. In
For-
Iowa?
No, in Idaho.
Oh.
For State Highway 16, which would connect the lower Treasure Valley to the small town of Emmett.
True.
Which along that road, like, if you're from out here, like, you have Firebird Raceway, which is the drag strip. But the only problem is that you're making a miniature highway, and then when you get down to the last bit, it just bottlenecks into 2 lanes.
Yeah.
So I don't know how they're gonna handle all that traffic congestion in the future for all of that. So I know they might have to try to find ways to widen that road to 4 when it's just been 2 lanes for so many years.
Yeah.
And the only other problem is that when you go down into Emmett, you go from a point called Freeze Out to where it's just a steep incline where you would have to either build pillars
75 cent.
or something to widen that road
Yeah.
all the way, and that can take years. Like, this original Highway 16 project was supposed to start back in 2010 and go through 2014, but they ran out of money in 2014 to where now they picked it back up in 2024.
Yeah. So, with Euro Truck, what other countries would you like to see them put in?
It kind of depends because, like, I don't have all the country DLCs. I know the last one was what, Greece? I know they're doing like Nordic
Yes.
rework. I was gonna say I don't have many of the country DLCs.
So, I know they were going to do Russia, but you know what's going on over there. Not going to get into it, but
Well,
they're
yeah,
not going
the
to
war
release that
that's been-
until they're whatever's going on over there. They're not releasing Russia because they already got Russia done. They're not going to release it because of what's going on over there.
And it's a valid reason.
Yep.
Like, that war with Ukraine has been going on for 4+ years now.
Yep. But that's all we're going to say about that
dedicated
part
to it.
because we don't want to get political.
Well, I wasn't going to get political. I was just going to say
No, I know,
it's
but other
devastating.
people. I'm talking about like people
Goes straight to
when they watch.
Yeah, it's just basically politics now because our world's really screwed up enough as it is.
Yeah, well, at least we got what we got, you know. We
Yeah,
got
we do.
we get a lot more things that a lot of us take for granted.
Mm. There's like just so many problems, like
Yeah.
especially like some recent things I've seen when it comes to
Goes
people
straight
like us with disabilities. Like, I wasn't a fan of what was said, and it just didn't make any sense.
Correct.
I'm not gonna get into it.
Because that could be
But
just one
all
episode
that
alone
Is
about disability people with disabilities like myself and Robert.
and other people who are in our group,
Yep.
and it just takes understanding. Like, honestly, I just want to throw this out there. Like, some of the comments made, like, a person with special needs actually pulls a family closer together. Because you kind of like learn
Yep.
more about yourself when you learn more about your family. Sure, there are some factors that happen, but there are others that may not. And it's just the world that we live in.
That
And
is
it's
so
just
true.
a crappy time. I didn't even realize we were on Interstate 17.
Yeah.
I was
I-17,
driving.
I-17. Bingo!
Yeah, this is a certain highway that a certain somebody hates. They won't drive on.
Who?
The American.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not gonna say the other half, because he'll probably murder me if I say it.
Yeah.
So I'll use his first half instead.
That is true.
God dang, you took off. I'm just cruising back here and you're just gone with the wind.
I'm up here. I'm literally had to slow down for Alex.
I was saying, I think he's in a slower truck than us.
Well, he's doing a Volvo mine dump truck.
Yeah, that thing is heavy.
Yep. So
But
getting
also,
onto
like,
good.
Well, going back to Euro Truck Sim, like,
Keep right.
the game is
then
interesting. It's
exit
not really
right.
my preference. Just because it takes a long time to, like, learn how to actually drive
Right.
properly. When you played ATS for so many years.
Yeah, and game lag.
Well, it's a good thing I'm way far behind you.
It was like a good 2-second freeze. Y'all, if so, for Mavericks viewers, if you guys come over to my channel, and
Which will be in the link down below.
obviously, but my videos are going to have that. Safe travels there, Godfather. Good to see you. Hammer down. I'm good. How are you? It's Godfather.
Yeah, I'm just
Go straight
an
to
owner over here running my own company.
um, but what was I saying?
You were going back maybe along the lines of Euro Truck Sim. Or something else.
Oh yeah, with well, I completely forgot.
How do you forget?
I'll probably remember after I talk about something else. So, with getting off the topic for a little bit of trucking sims right now. GTA.
Oh yeah, Grand Theft Auto 6.
So, if you guys haven't heard, they put Rockstar pushed back GTA 6 for another year till next March.
May.
What or May,
2026.
whatever. What's your thoughts on it, there, Maverick?
I mean, they've had 12 years since 2013 to complete the game, but I get that they want it to be polished. But the only downside is that releases for the Xbox One X and then PlayStation 5, to where it leaves PC players hanging by a thread for at least another 18 to 19 months after their initial release.
Well, the thing is, PlayStation's getting it before Xbox,
Yeah, because it's going to be a PlayStation exclusive.
which is stupid.
Which, I mean, I think what
Is
should
it-
be
has
done,
it-
like,
Go ahead.
no, what I was gonna say, like, I feel like PC should also get it at the same time. Because guess what? We're the ones who kept Grand Theft Auto 5 alive for the last 13 years with 5M,
But
with all the role playing stuff.
so, on that topic of GTA, did you know that how Rockstar got their money is by the people buying the game on console? That's
It's
how they.
not only that, but also
No,
buying
the
it on
reason
PC.
being. So another reason why they don't, because one of my friends that I work out with, right?
Hmm.
He said that the reason why they don't release it at the same time on PC with consoles, right, on Xbox and PS5, is because with Steam takes like 25%.
It takes like 25% cut in
Yes.
earnings.
And with console, Xbox and PS5, they get everything. That's how they get their $1 billion in a year.
Yeah. But the nice thing is, though, is that Microsoft is ending the console wars, though.
What do you mean?
So, Xbox recently made Forza Horizon 5 which is a Xbox exclusive game to go on to PS5.
Mm-hmm.
Because at this point, Microsoft is tired of competing with Sony, to where they're like, you know what? We have so many games, why don't we share some of them with you? And for so many years, Forza has only been available on Xbox. To where it's a nice change.
Mm-hmm.
They shared like the other half of the culture with people who may not have the cash to afford a Xbox.
That's true.
But I also hate the idea of the subscriptions, though, too.
Well, so what I like about PC versus consoles, right? I'm going to tell you the pros of PCs and the cons of PCs, and then cons of consoles, and the cons and whatever you want to call it. The
and
pros,
cons of
yes.
console. So,
The
well,
pros.
I actually have some things for console.
All right, so let's start with PC first. Pros for PC. A few things. You don't need you don't need memberships, subscriptions just to play online. 2, some games that are on all platforms are sometimes, give me a second, we're passing in your left once we get up to speed again here, Trevor. Anyways, some games that are on consoles and PCs for all platforms, some of those games are smaller for PC than versus consoles, and vice versa.
And with PC, you have the ability to
A lot more
upgrade
modern.
your components.
Yep.
Than with a console where it's just locked in.
Yep.
You can't really do anything with a console, except buy the next version of that said console.
Yeah.
Like, for me, like, I still have my Xbox One S. I love it. I still use it from time to time. But do I really want to spend another $500 for an Xbox Series X? And that's where I want to get into. Like, for some, like, just for Grand Theft Auto 6 when it releases. Like, that's an additional 80 to 90 bucks just to get that game when it releases.
Yeah.
For a PC, yeah, sure, you're waiting to see what the specs are going to be for whether or not your system can even handle it.
Safe travels.
You too. Hammer down. Green light. Bypass. Yee!
You got the rain light.
I got the ram light.
Oh, I also got the green light. That's shocking.
I set my
I'm
cruise
just
at
following behind
75.
Alex.
Because
I'm just cruising right behind Alex. I'm not in a rush.
Alright, I'll go to 65.
But like consoles, like they're locked in with their components, but they can't really you need a subscription like Xbox Game Pass just to play certain games. Like if you're playing a game like Fortnite, Roblox, you don't need a subscription for that. But it's like a game like Call of Duty, you need an Xbox Game Pass just to play online. Compared to PC where you buy the game, you can automatically play online.
Yep.
But the other thing is, like, if you have a PC and you want to play Xbox games, like the ones that you own on console, you cannot play on PC.
If you have Game Pass and it's hooked up, you're using the same account from your actual console.
Yeah, if it's the same account, yes. Like, for example, like Forza Horizon 5, I used to play it on my Xbox One, and that game is like one of those games where it's synced. So where everything that you have, you can just transition it to PC easily. But like a game like an old game like, let's say, Assassin's Creed, like if you have it on console, you can't play it on PC.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on the year of the release of the game, like for example, like Ubisoft, like I bought Assassin's Creed Black Flag a couple months ago.
Yeah.
I can't even play it because that game was meant for Windows 8, 7, and 8, and you can't play it on Windows 10 or 11. So it's like, why is it on the Steam when you can't even play the game? It's unplayable on modern day computers.
Yeah.
And that's like a downside to that.
So, I got a question for you. What do you hope that would Rockstar would bring to GTA 6?
Well, definitely looking at the first trailer that came out back in December of 23?
I think so.
like, you see through the trailer, like, they have elements that definitely came from 5M, so you definitely know for GTA 6 or throwing in our roleplay type elements.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's not like modern day GTA Online where you're constantly doing your heists left or right. I think they're gonna make it to where 5M is integrated into Grand Theft Auto 6. Or maybe that will be for all three consoles, since they've kind of already done it for GTA 5. But that only brings in a problem of like scripting and stuff like that. Like, how long is it going to take to develop a server like that compared to Grand Theft Auto 5?
So yeah, so what I think is, you know how 5M before Rockstar bought out 5M, right?
Yeah.
And it, whoever, I can't remember his name, that bought 5M. What's your speed?
Oh, I'm doing 70. 68.
Let's do 72. I'm going to do 74. Then this way we're not too close to each other.
Well, I'll back off just a little bit.
Alright. But
I'm gonna just do 69.
alright, I'll do 72. Or 71.
Like,
But
like, you're definitely seeing some new cars mixed with all the ones that's currently in GTA 5.
yeah, so with the old owners of 5M, yes, they sold it for a good pretty penny to Rockstar, which I don't think they should have fucking done, but
Well, the thing is, though, is that they were fighting for so many years. To where 5M was banned a couple of times, then Rockstar finally was like, let's work with the modders since they have so many different ideas. Because they finally realized, you know, role-playing has brought in new aspects.
yeah.
I guarantee you for so many years of developing Grand Theft Auto 6, they finally turned to 5M and was probably watching people and their creativity to where they took those elements to put into Grand Theft Auto 6, like social media, for example. Like when you're watching the trailer, you can see some that's similar to Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook,
Yeah.
like stuff like that.
With so on top, adding to that, because I do remember watching a documentary of the owners, the old owners of 5M, right?
Mm-hmm.
They were fighting with Rockstar. I'm not denying that.
Oh, they were.
It was, the fighting got to the point where the actual main owner was like somewhat like pushed to the side or shunted stuff or something like that. I have to rewatch it, but it's like it's, if people want to make other third-party things just to use the main game, let them. They want to make money on it, let them make money on it.
That's also like the thing when it comes to like real world car models and stuff. Like for so many years they didn't really care about it until now. It's like, what's the question with that when I know you really need to require the license to be able to use that specific vehicle.
But you don't know if these modders, they're like the, like for example,
You
Red.
don't know
For,
if they have the license.
well, I'm just
to use
saying,
them.
Keep left.
like Red Saints, for example, right?
Mhm.
Red Saints Modifications is a developer that makes custom LEO
Fire
vehicles.
law enforcement vehicles,
Y-
DOT. They make pretty much for
Yep. Any
like
first
such as
responders,
civilians.
stuff like that. But I think what we physically, all we could say and think that Red Saints has a license from the manufacturers, or they won't be
might
making
have a
them.
license.
Then how are they going to make them if they don't have a license?
That's true. But the thing is now, most of those big, like scripting companies and those companies that we buy vehicles from, they now make them to where they're lore friendly and debadged. Yeah, sure, it's still a Ford, but it just doesn't have the badge on it anymore.
But
So I'm wondering if that's because of the conflict with Rockstar, which all that just doesn't make any sense.
safe travels, dear driver. But anyways, it's like I'm tired. It's like, when was the last time Rockstar shut down a 5M server?
Oh, like years.
And they're making a big deal about shutting down servers because of freaking branded
brands.
vehicles? Then go shut down Prodigy RP or something. Or No Pixel.
No, that's like No Pixel, Redline.
Well, No Pixel has
DOJ.
debadged stuff.
Well, DOJ. San Andreas Finest still uses name brand vehicles.
They ain't going to
But
touch
it's like-
nothing.
I was saying, most of these auto manufacturing companies haven't done anything.
And they don't care.
I don't
There
think
is
they
it's
mind.
free advertising for the companies.
It totally is. And plus, they don't really care about the model. They see what people make and they're like, cool.
Exactly. But at the end of the day, Rockstar is just a fucking... If Rockstar was a woman, or a person, and was a woman, Rockstar would be a fucking gold digger.
They
Agree?
They are a gold digger.
Don't you agree?
Because all they want is money.
Yeah.
Jesus. My dogs just gave me a heart attack. It's just like that random barking. Anytime they hear something, they lose their mind.
Yeah.
Whether it's just a simple car door or a wind chime, they're barking at nothing. Or like when I open my door after a while, then they'll bark at me. It's like, God damn it.
Yeah.
But like Rockstar hasn't really gone after anyone for using real branded vehicles.
They're just trying to scare people again.
They are like saying, "Oh, you need to make your own vehicle models." It's like not everyone has the knowledge on how to use Blender to make a 3D model of a vehicle. When technically, if you think about, all their vehicles are based off of the real-world model.
Yep.
All it has is their own matching on it. The same as someone like Red Saints making a vehicle or JA Designs. They normally use real-world brands. And those auto manufacturers don't care. If they cared, then things would be getting taken down left to right, and there would be lawsuits all over the place.
Yep.
But, like, when's the last time you saw something like that? Never.
We, like, with our server, that we're part of, we have every receipt.
Hmm.
So, if they try to shut us down, we could sue them, Rockstar. Because we
Rockstar's
have
not gonna
proof.
do it, though.
Well, I'm just saying. If they do that
I
to
know.
other servers, they have fucking proof of everything.
Hmm.
Why not go after these servers that have fucking leak shit?
I'm about to say that.
Hire people, have Rockstar hire people like us to go and be undercover. Or
That's
other
like
hire,
websites like that vague world, like nonsense where it's just leaked 5M assets.
yeah,
Like the 5M store, and some things on TEDx are even leaked stuff. From what I've noticed looking on it.
uh-huh.
And like that one guy where we had the Dax Rhodes in that Chilia town. He stopped working on it because people were ripping him off and selling a free mod
Keep
for
left.
money. So
Yep.
that's never going to get updated because of people who do that. And it's depressing to see like these people who make stuff, they try to get it taken down, but then they end up getting taken down themselves somehow.
Well, right now, what has been looking like, right,
Mm-hmm.
is that the main people that actually made the mods, right, is getting their shit taken down, and the leakers
Yeah,
are
that's
not.
what I was saying.
No. Which is stupid.
And that brings me to like a server that I was a part of like a long time ago, where a friend of mine gave me some cars, but didn't care to tell me like that the vehicles were leaked. So
Safe
I
travel,
went
safe
back
travel.
into that server one day to go take them out. Next thing I know, I find out I've been kicked off the development team for no reason. Because they're like, oh yeah, you've just been putting leaked stuff left or right. Well, it's probably one car pack that could have easily been replaced. And that person just made a big scene out of it. I'll be right back real quick.
What was that?
I'll be right back real quick.
Do you need me to pull over? We're only a minute away.
Keep right, and then exit right. Exit right. Turn left.
You back?
Huh?
You back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Alright. Alright, what were we talking about now?
About the models and stuff for GTA.
Oh, yeah. With the
Go straight
models,
up.
I'm like, it's just getting annoying. Because with the.
I mean, I get they want servers to be unique. They didn't want to see all the same models, but at the same time,
Keep right.
We don't have the
and then
Like,
money
they
to have people to make our
Yeah.
own shit.
Turn right.
like, you would have to like try to find a vehicle developer who knows how to plan and make models, and then make liveries, everything, know how to code all that, and those are hard to come by
Yeah.
Go straight on.
because you have like over hundreds of servers that are open or popping up every
Keep
day.
left,
Like
and then turn
Like for
left.
ours, like we're trying to open our doors, but it's just hard trying to
Turn
find
left.
people to where we're kind of like at a
Get
point of
ready
like, do we
to
really
turn
want
right.
to just have it open to the public, or do we want to
Just make it
just
into a
have it for
5 PD
ourselves?
server. Like a
That's
5
kind of
PD
like
server.
what Fluffball is thinking. Like, do we keep roleplay 1, or do we keep
Get ready to
the
turn right.
in progress QB core?
Wow. We should have
Right.
both going on if people want to
Mhm.
do Kibi Core to make it like a real life
Looks a nice
series,
ride.
then
QB core, I'm down for, but that's putting in more money to get those certain scripts. Which I like Cubicore a lot better for than vMenu, because for vMenu, you have to rely on the other players
what do you mean by that?
to get interaction. Like if you're law enforcement, you're sitting around waiting for a person to do something, or the person's just driving around in a car not really doing anything. Well, in Cubicore, a person can go do their job, make money, and actually have more of a realistic um, roleplay experience than you would in a V-menu server, where you pretty much just spawn in a car, just out of the menu instead of having to go to a dealership like in Cubicore to buy the vehicle
Yeah, but
and stuff like
KiwiCore's
that.
the thing with KiwiCore is
It's
that
more interactive.
well, a lot of these servers that are KiwiCore like like they don't fix
Hmm?
the issues of how the eating and food script, drinking, shit like
Hmm?
that is.
Like for
Um,
us, we can easily adjust that. It's not
on
that
the
hard.
thing is, it goes down fast.
Well, there's a way to adjust that to have it to where it's not that. Most people, when they do it, are just lazy and don't want to do it. Compared to like myself and others who will take the time to actually, okay, how do we adjust the timing to where this goes down slower over time than for it to keep drowning
Yeah.
yourself out? Like that's something I'll probably take a look at since I've actually been thinking about that.
But um
Oh, wrong button. Oops.
let's where is the truck shot? Oh, right down the road.
I accidentally hit the wrong button.
What did you do?
I accidentally hit I'm in a hurry instead of parking my trailer. So that's the first time I accidentally hit that button. But that was not my intention. But like, Cubicore is more interactive. I like a lot more than VMenu.
Well,
Because you can get certain things to keep you occupied. Like, your law enforcement, you can go and actually do something else while you're waiting for a call. Compared to waiting on an actual civilian to do something.
well, I agree with you on that one, but it's like um if some like say I put some in the server, for example, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a vehicle, for example, and it's for LEO. It's 9 times out of 10 is going to break up all the vehicles,
Well, that's where you
including
learn the
in the spawn
experience to
location.
correct a curveball.
Well, that's not the issue. It because me and Jack have done that before,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it was getting to the point where every single time we add something to it, the garage or something like that, it fucking ruins everything, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just a fucking shit show.
Yeah, it's I would say at the end of the day, it just comes down with coding. As I cannot make a right turn apparently.
Wrong turn. I need right here. I'm gonna
But,
grab
like,
some fuel.
I was saying though, it comes down to coding. Like, I think each script is limited to how many things you throw in. Like for right now, like both me and Jack have been bouncing off that idea for the Cubicore server just to have the GTA vehicles, no add-ons. Just because there's plenty of vehicles already there to use.
For civilians?
For civilians, like you have all those vehicles. There's like over, what, 800?
1,000.
Over 1,000 there, like,
Well,
there's no need to
if you
add.
don't count our add-ons.
Yeah.
Are
Well,
you going to
add-ons
the?
are
Are
a
you coming
whole.
to the truck stop?
Yeah, I accidentally made a wrong turn. As usual.
Seems fucking legit.
Ow. God dang it. I was trying to steer, talk at the same time, and that time it just didn't happen.
Yeah. Because some of these, like when we do podcasts, y'all, it's going to be
It's
the-
definitely in depth.
well, the duration of it can be an hour, maybe hour and a half, maybe sometimes it's 40 minutes, depending on how
Or
much
hour.
time we have.
Hmm.
Or if we want to split it into 2 parts,
Mm.
which this one's not going to be.
Yeah. Plus, some of them will be live streamed depending on how much time we have
Yep.
and what we're doing.
And if we go on vacation, it's going to be fucking
Mhm.
pre-recorded.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm got stuck. Fuck off.
Did you just say you got stuck?
Yeah, they got
How'd you get
me
stuck?
the trailer.
But it's like pretty much like duration will just depend on when we're doing it and if we're actually up to fully doing it.
So, I think we should plan on doing at least one a month,
Maybe 1 or 2
maybe twice a
would
month.
be
Yeah.
sufficient.
Let us know what you guys think of what we talked about in the description. I mean, in the comments. Fuck
In
me.
the comment section.
Comment section. If you guys have any topics you want us to
Oh.
talk about,
I just did the same thing as you. Ha.
yeah. If you guys have anything, just let us know in the comments. We are working on a Discord for the podcast where people could come in. If and you guys have ideas, we have a channel for that of podcast ideas. It could be sports. It could
Maybe
be
game ideas.
yeah. We
I
could
definitely know I
do
wanna
a
try
community
actually
podcast
stream
game
something
night.
later.
What?
I definitely want to try stream a new game later.
Safe travels, there, driver.
I think you know which one I'm thinking of.
Which one?
Lyrish Bar.
And we could do fucking podcasts on that.
We can too, but that game is more like in depth, and it's just
Like
too
if
funny.
we only have like one topic to talk about, or if it's we choose to do one topic for the podcast, that's the kind of game we could go into because we could go more in depth.
So you can also do it in American Truck Sim.
Farm Sim.
Yeah, Farming Sim's not a bad option once we get that up and running again. All right.
But let us know, guys. Just stay here. Don't exit the game.
Oh, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just parking up.
I gotta back up more. But let us know for sure in the description box down below.
Of what you want to see us do
Yep.
and talk about. But it's definitely like gonna be a fun adventure though.
It is.
Not
So
only can we do like one on this, I'd like to probably pull some from that tornado chasing game I like to play on Roblox as well.
I'll have to install it again.
It's a really fun game. Like the one game I also want to get is Outbreak.
Oh yeah. But anyways,
I want to get
thanks for joining the very first episode of Crankin
Crankin'
Gears, baby. Oh boy. Woohoo!
But I say we had fun making this one.
Yeah. This was just the idea of this morning. Last night doing it. The idea
Late last night idea.
at fucking midnight my time.
10 p.m. my time.
And I didn't even get to bed till fucking 2 a.m. And I still got up at
Jesus.
7:30 or 8.
I went to bed at around like 10 and got up at 6.
Well, on the other hand, guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe, share, and subscribe. We'll see you guys next time over on the good old Crankin Gears Podcast. Have a good one, guys. Take care. Peace out. Live life and live the adventure. Don't sweat the small stuff. See ya!